Hi guys, welcome to my squad builder for the Premier League with a budget of 10k in mind. I'm just going to go through each player who I'd suggest using one by one, a quick look at their stats, and a guidance of what kind of price you can get them for on the FUT market on PS3, which will be fairly similar to what you can pick them up for on the Xbox. So we'll start off in goal with Begovic, Stoke goalkeeper. The real sort of the best option I'd say for this kind of price range. And at 81 stats, you can't really go wrong with Begovic. 6'6", decent diving, handling, reflexes. You know, the only thing that sort of lets him down is the kicking, which really isn't that important in FIFA. So he's a really good option at this kind of price, and you can get him for about 900 coins. Next up, Raphael at right back. The all-important pace stat is up there at 81, which is really important in this FIFA. And sort of good other, it's sort of good. He's a good all-around defender for this kind of price. 77 overall, decent passing stats. They don't let him down at least. Good dribbling, and sort of good defending at 76, which is quite hard. A lot of sort of fast wing-backs have a lower defensive stat, so this is a good all-around player, good option, and you can pick him up for 600 coins. Next up, another Manchester United player, Smalling, and again that all-important pace stat is at 76, which is I think really important for centre backs because of the chip through balls on this game, and really good defending stats as well. You know, I think he's actually overly rated on this game, considering Smalling hasn't really played much in the last 2-3 years through injuries or Fergie's selection process. So he's actually sort of a little gem if you know about him, and you can pick him up for 800 coins. Next up, Shirishi's. The main thing here is the 82 pace. It makes him one of the quickest centre backs in the Premier League, and he's got decent defensive stats as well at 77. Not the best all around technically, but he's got stats where you need him if you're looking to sort of cancel out that chip through ball, and I think he should be one of the first players you look for if you're trying to build a FUT team in the Premier League on a budget, and you can pick him up for 500 coins. Next up is Enrique at Liverpool. I'm not a massive fan of him in real life, but his stats on FUT back him up as a great left back on the game. 79 pace, so he's got speed with him and good sort of defending stats as well at 80. Good dribbling, good passing, good heading. So it's sort of all you really need at that left back position, and he's one of the real only options. You'll have to go a bit higher if you want to look at getting Ever in your team or Ashley Cole. So Enrique's a good option here, and you can pick him up for 1,100 coins. Next up is Sandro. For me, this is the star player in the team. Decent pace for a CDM, but good passing, decent dribbling, and so it's that defensive stat really that I look out for personally. He's got good strength, good in the air, although his heading stats kind of let him down, but because of his height, he'll be good in the air, and you can pick him up for 1,100 coins. Next up, might be an unpopular choice. He's not sort of rated that highly in real life, but EA and FUT seem to rate him quite highly. At 77 overall, he's got decent pace, good passing, good dribbling. He's not the best centre midfielder in the Premier League, obviously, but he's a good option for that box-to-box midfielder. Just someone with good all-around stats. Maybe not the best defensively, but and he's not the strongest either. But just someone who can just get around the pitch for you, really, and a good bargain at 500 coins. Next up is Sessegnon for that. If you're looking for that player who will drive out of midfield and look to counter teams, then Sessegnon you will need in your team. 84 pace, 81 dribbling. He's great at just driving forward. Not the best technically, but if you're looking to get to them gaps and sort of exploit that space that might not be that important. So Sessegnon's an absolute bargain at 800 coins. Next up is Chamberlain. There's a couple other options at right wing, but I feel Chamberlain is the best overall option. Most of the right wingers have good pace anyway. Chamberlain obviously backs that up at 89, but also good dribbling stats at 84. Not the best passing, but it's not majorly important. But 72 is enough to get by. And Chamberlain's a good bargain option at 800 coins. Next up is the striker position. I was going on to Welbeck mainly because of his pace. For a big guy to also have pace, I feel that's quite vital. And his stats, shooting stats aren't the best, which I feel is quite realistic. He hasn't been banging them in real life that well, but he's got good heading stats, decentish dribbling. But it's mainly the pace and the fact that he's tall, he can header, that I would put him in my team, and you can pick him up for 900 coins. Next up, Jarvis at left wing. Again, good pace, good dribbling, decent passing, kind of a mirror for Chamberlain really. I'm not a massive fan of him in real life, but EA seem to rate him highly. And he really is the only option for that bargain Premiership team at left wing, and you can pick him up for 1,100 coins. Next up is Howard. To be fair, he's just as good as Begovic really, just a little bit shorter than him. And if you prefer Howard to Begovic, then stick him in. He'll only cost you 500 coins and can also be a decent backup if you really need it. Next up at centre back, another option if you're looking to play 5 at the back. Agger's not the fastest, but 67 pace isn't that bad. But good defending and good heading stats, and you can pick him up for 1,000 coins. Ivanovic I felt had to be in this sort of reserve other option category. If only he had better pace. I actually think he's faster than this in real life, but EA don't seem to think so, and 61 kind of lets him down. But it's that then defending and heading stats that make him really important. So again, if you're looking to play 5 at the back and you can afford the chemistry hit, he might actually be a really good option in the centre of a 5-man defence. But if you don't think pace is that important and you play a really good contained game, then here's another option for you, and you can pick him up for about 1,100 coins. Next up's Sissoko, sort of a guy who's rotating with Enrique for that left back position at Liverpool. Sort of just all around kind of, he just feels like a poor man's Enrique really. He's slightly better in pace, but slightly weaker in all the other stats. So I'd go with Enrique, but if you're not a fan of Enrique, then Sissoko's another option, and you can pick him up for about 600 coins. Lucas is another good option if you're looking to play 2 CDMs as well as Sandro. Quite like Sandro actually, and a lot of his stats. Decent pace to get around, good passing stats, better than Sandro in fact. And again, good defending, good heading, just a good overall CDM, and you can pick him up for 1,200 coins. Brian Ruiz is kind of, I feel, underrated in sort of real life, and really underrated in this game. You don't really see many people using him, but his stats really back him up as a great player. 70 pace, so he's not the quickest, but for a CAM, his shooting's good, passing's decent as well, and dribbling again is 85, one of the highest sort of dribbling stats for this kind of bargain player. And at 500 coins, I don't think you can really go wrong if you're just looking for another alternative. One of the many striker options in the Premier League at this bargain price, he is a great option to be honest, and could really go in instead of Welbeck. I just prefer my strikers to have a little bit more pace, especially if you're playing one up top. But bar's a good option if you're playing two up top or three. So 80 shooting, 81 heading, just a good all-around target man really. And 1,000 coins, you can't go too far wrong. Jermaine Defoe's my kind of fast striker option, even though at 83 pace, he's not through the roof in them overall pace stats, but because of his lightness, he'll still get around the pitch really well. Just for that striker who you're looking to feed with chip through balls if you're playing someone who plays high pressure. Good shooting stats as well, so at 1,000 coins, another good option for that striking position, or maybe even putting him out on the wing if you can take the hit chemistry wise. And that concludes the budget Premier League team with a 10k budget in mind. The team right there, the first 11, you can pick up for about 9,100 coins. So I hope this video has been helpful for anyone looking to start out in FUT and looking to go the Premier League route. Check out the FIFA Extra channel for more videos, more squad builders, if you're looking to develop this Premier League team or just looking at other leagues. So you should check out the other videos, and good luck with building your Premier League team. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.